Allison is also the representative of the Coalition Against Repeal for Eastern Canada, which is the group of patients that came together in order to help put this lawsuit together.
Excuse me. Thank you very much, John, and thank you, everybody. I actually, again, have been doing so many interviews these last few weeks that I'm very tired, so I apologize for the chair. But I'm telling you that the reason I am on my feet today is because of things like medical cannabis. An open letter to Prime Minister Harper and to all Canadian members of Parliament. My name is Alison Murden. I have been asked to speak to you today on behalf of the approximately 40,000 medical cannabis patients across Canada who are licensed, who choose to grow their own medicine and or have someone we love grow and tend it for us. All of the patients here today and across this country should be applauded for standing up and fighting alongside of us to maintain our constitutional right to take care of ourselves and those we love. These rights have not been easily attainable for many. This has to change. I suffer from chronic progressive multiple sclerosis and the worst pain known to medicine in my face and head. I've had that for the last 26 years. It's associated with multiple sclerosis and it's called tic douloureux. I am out of my electric wheelchair and walking today because of natural therapies such as cannabis. My great-grandfather, Peter McPherson, also suffered from this excruciating pain. Doctors treated him with hot liquid gold injections in his face. I fear someone else in my family will also one day be afflicted. We need your help. On Friday, March 21st, 2014, cannabis patients across Canada won an injunction to halt the newly proposed marijuana for medical purpose regulations in its tracks. Patients in Canada will continue to grow our own cannabis as long as our health and the Constitution dictate. Although, as a retired corrections officer, I deeply fear arrest. I don't think any of us understand. Why do we have to keep fighting for a God-given right? Our government should take care of Canadians who need medical marijuana, not make us go to the courts. Thank you. I'd like to introduce my friend, Debbie Stultz-Giffen, who also suffers from multiple sclerosis, who's come all the way from the East Coast here in Canada. Thank you. She is the Director of Medical Maritimers Unite for Medical Marijuana, or MUM, as it's also known. Thank you, Debbie Stultz-Giffen.
Thank you, Allison. I've also been a patient enrolled in this program since its inception, and in fact, prior to that, I held a Section 56 exemption and have experienced many frustrations along the way at the hands of our federal government. Fortunately, you could almost hear, though, the sounds of thousands of cannabis seeds sprouting the weekend after Justin Manson ordered Health Canada to cease and desist with the full implementation of the MMPR, when he provided legal protection to those patients who'd been enrolled in the medical marijuana access regulations as of September 30th, 2013. Justice Manson wisely grandfathered in patients while they awaited a trial to examine the constitutionality of the MMPR. Interestingly, Health Canada is eager to preserve the vested economic interest of the major cannabis corporations, as opposed to offering some of the country's sickest citizens protection under our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Like Allison, cannabis is a main part of my medical regime. In fact, it's the only medicine that I can consume. I developed severe allergic reactions to the MS medications, and anything of a pharmaceutical nature that I tried was a disaster for my health. So, in my mind, what Health Canada have done is forced patients to worry about our basic health maintenance versus our liberty, and it's simply unconscionable. Perhaps Health Canada should be renamed Wealth Canada instead. The heartless approach of the federal Conservative government would have seen patients destroying all excess medication in cannabis plants, mixing the debris with kitty litter, and depositing it curbside today. Furthermore, we had to notify Health Canada of how much we'd destroyed, or they would notify the local constabulary and they would kick our doors in, turn our homes upside down, humiliate us in our communities, perhaps rip our families apart if we had young children living in our homes, and basically turn our lives upside down. All in the interest of public safety, they say. What utter balderdash. They should be ashamed. The fact that the catalyst for this program was a court order is evident from day one. Health Canada's lengthy track record for patient abuse and incompetency is abysmal. In the MMPR, one of the things they were trying to do as well was deny patients the use of extracts, which could be anything as simple as a cup of cannabis tea, a brownie, a cannabis chocolate, a little bit of tincture, all in the name of preserving our health. Health Canada also really don't like us smoking it. They say that's not really in our best interest either, but yet they turn around and deny us the use of something simple, like I said, like a brownie or a cup of tea to ease our suffering. Or, as Allison just pointed out, or vaporizing as well. Patients are your friends, neighbors, and family members. We are not the criminals this government would have you believe. We are not a threat to public safety. We are not a danger to our neighborhoods. And the bottom line is, when they lie, this being the federal government, we suffer. And we being the patients, the critically, chronically ill of this country. In fact, some of the illest people in this country being left to fight the federal government is absolutely